All right, all right. Happy New Year, Meriden. We've got a new season. This is our 5th season here at the old church in Meriden after 4 or 5 years also in Rocky Hill. So we remember Mike Wilcox and are thrilled that he let us take this over for him. And we really are happy that Kate is here. Kate Gary, Mike's wife. Beautiful to see you. Thank you. She was supportive, and when they were talking about doing the last show up there, Denise also said, hey, I'll do it with you if you want to move it. And so here we are 5 years later with a great team, and Frank was also right there at the beginning. Frank is not here. I'm not Frank Ritelli. I'm Dave Cooley. That's right. Frank is usually here. Frank's got a paying gig of massive amounts of money in Savannah tonight, so we let him go. And I'm going to try to step in. I told my wife, I said, I got to be MC. And my wife's beautiful and tells it like it is. She said, keep it short, will you? And here I am, and I got a whole lot of things to say. But, Denise, Frank, and Kate have been on this journey, and I want to thank the First Church, of course, for letting us be here and really being great partners with us. Meriden Parks and Recreation, Kathy Matula, helping not only with this, but the summer program we took over, phenomenal. A lot of sponsors, Prentice Printing, Marketing Communications, Suzio, First Church, Telefunken, and I'm probably forgetting a few, but everybody has been great in supporting what we're doing here in Meriden and trying to make things happen. Just a couple things. CT Folk has a big event tomorrow. They're partners of ours as well. We've worked together on some things, so that's an all-day event, and our friends Denise Jones and Inner Groove are actually opening the event at about 11:30 in the morning. So try to get there for that. It'll be a nice day. That's at Edgerton Park in New Haven. Thank you very much tomorrow. And that's CT Folk, their 31st year, so they're beating us. We'll catch up to them at some point. But so in general, we're First Fridays the rest of the way out through May. We've got some things booked. We've got a postcard readily available here on the floor.
On the floor.
And also outside at the desk. So pick one of these up and just mark First Fridays the rest of the way, and we'll have something cooking here for you, and it's all good stuff. And Frank, we trust, I like to say, because he mixes the musical mojo, and he's done another great job tonight. We have the Moonshells coming up later. They're old friends, and we've got a great trio about to hit the stage here, and they are kind of the cats you want to have around the campfire, and the name Woodsmoke kind of works, I think, and the sound check was beautiful, and we're literally looking forward to it. So put your hands together for Woodsmoke, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, everybody. We're going to start out with a song I wrote the day my father gave me my great-great-grandfather's diary from 1881. It was a year we were from Stonington, Connecticut, and he, for some reason, took off. And nobody knows why, so I figured I'd write a song about it, and then legend will live forever. This is called Wanderlust. $20 buys me a train ticket out of this town. I don't know where I'm going, I know where I'm bound. I gotta go out and find a girl, a good woman to love. 'Cause what I've learned, she's not here, and push has come to shove. 'Cause I suffer wanderlust. Said I suffer wanderlust. You know I suffer wanderlust. So here I go. It's not a matter of if I'll go, it's more a matter of when. And if I ever do come back to this town again, There's really nothing keeping me here. There's no reason to stay. So I'm thinking that just maybe today's the day. 'Cause I suffer wanderlust. No, I suffer wanderlust. I said I suffer wanderlust. So here I go. Sometimes a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. So with that I bid fare thee well to you, fare thee well to you. Well, if I ever do come back with my girl by my side, well, I'm hoping that you'll be here with your arms open wide. Please don't take it to the heart. It's nothing against you. I gotta go out and find my way and make my dreams come true. 'Cause I suffer wanderlust. No, I suffer wanderlust. Said I suffer wanderlust. So here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Here I go.
Thank you.
Old great Grandpa Henry came back with his girl and married her in Stonington and lived happily ever after. End of story.
But why did he go?
This next song is written by a friend of ours from. We live in Eastern Connecticut, so this is sort of our West Coast tour. Jen and I are married 35 years. We live in North Stonington.
To each other, married. Yeah.
All in a row to the same people. Will is from Norwich, via New York City. You know. But we have a dear friend named Duke York, who's a kind of an interesting cat. He's a restoration carpenter. He only works on houses where people don't have to ask how much it's going to cost. Does beautiful work. He's retired now, but great songwriter, bass player, plays an acoustic bass and writes awesome songs. And he asked us to come record with him a few years back, and he played this song for us, and we've never stopped playing it since. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let Jen tell you the story about it.
So the name of the song is Blue Laws, and the story goes that up until 1971, on the books in Connecticut, there was a law that forbade unaccompanied females from sitting at a bar. If it was before 1971 and you wanted to go get a drink, and your husband wasn't with you, you weren't allowed to sit at the bar, you had to take a table. Well, there was a young woman in New Haven who decided that she would protest that said law in a very interesting way. History is made up of milestones, some recorded, some imagined from afar. Well, I've seen moonwalks and marches, but still I'm sorry that I missed Heidi sitting naked at the bar. Serve me now, I'm not waiting any longer. So serve me now, I'm not a child, as you can see. My heart aches are the same as all my neighbors. So serve me now with that same equality. Blue laws kept her seated at a table. All Heidi wanted was to toe the rail. So one night she's in McTripp's just before closing, steps to the bar, orders Hall's Export Ale. The bartender said, "A table, miss, is what you're wanting. The barmaid will be over presently." She said, "I belong here with all my brothers, though I'm different," and opened her coat so he could see. Serve me now, I'm not waiting any longer. Serve me now, I'm not a child, as you can see. My heartaches are the same as all my neighbors. So serve me now with that same equality. History is made up of milestones, some recorded, some imagined from afar. Well, I've seen moonwalks and marches, but still I'm sorry that I missed Heidi sitting naked at the bar. And serve me now, I'm not waiting any longer. Serve me now, I'm not a child, as you can see. And my heartaches are the same as all my neighbors. So serve me now with that same equality. And serve me now with that same equality.
How we doing? The acoustics in here are pretty amazing, I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
the sound is fabulous. Thank
Nothing
you.
against when you do sound for us, Will, but this is pretty good. All right, this song is a song I wrote about my hometown. I told you before, I grew up in Stonington, and I went to a talk that the Historical Society gave about the history of the railroad in town. Turns out that Stonington was the last bit of railroad they'd built between Boston and New York, because there were all these fights about where it was going to go in town, whose house it was going to be next to, and all that. So The railroad was pretty active in town. If any of you have ever been down there now, it's beautiful, fishing village, right? There used to be a roundhouse on the town dock, and the trains would come in. If you took a train from Boston to New York, you got off in Stonington, got on a boat, and did the rest of the journey on a boat. I'm going way back, but that's in the song, isn't it? Anyway. So anyway, we got to the end of the talk, and he goes on about the whole thing, and then he says the railroad pulled out of town in 1971. And it was at that moment where I'm driving home. My mom passed away in 1971 when I was a little boy. And I said, I remember that train. I remember the sound of that train. And I'm driving a little further, and I said, you know, when that train was around, Mom was around. I missed the sound of that train. I used to love the sound, the steel wheels on the tracks, laying in my bed. Now I'm going way back, 4 or 5 times every single day. I miss the sound of that train. Man, everything was okay. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train in our little town. See, the railroad came through our little town back in 1852. It used to go way down to the town dock where the fishing boats are now. All hours of the night there was always a crowd, and they'd meet up the old steamships, bringing passengers and goods, and load up the train just as fast as they could. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train in our little town. Nowadays, New York City, it's only 2 hours drive, 80 miles an hour, Route 95. You get to the outskirts of town, you throw your hands in the air, because that road, it's like a parking lot, 'cause everybody wants to be there. Well, back in the day, you take the train down to the dock and hop on a ship just after dark. Have a meal, have a drink, maybe a cigar out on deck, and turn in for the night. Give your soul some rest. awakened by the sight of the sun coming out of the sea and pulling into port. You're thinking, man, that was easy. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train in our little town. Well, the railroad called it quits in 1971. Same time as my mom said goodbye to her youngest son. Pretty soon we moved out of our little town, looking for a fresh start. There were no trains around. I get back there sometimes. I head straight down to the dock. I just stare at my grandpa's store and our church with the clock. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train. I miss the sound of that train in our little town. I used to love the sound, the steel wheels on the track. All right, my mom was the organist in our church, so I was kind of feeling her there a little. Could you tell?
Yeah, the big pipe organ.
Yeah. Whatever ability I have in music came from her. And when I started playing guitar, my teacher asked me why I was doing so well in class and the other guys weren't. He said, could you help me along a little bit? And he said, do you have any musicians in your family? And I said, I'm 27 years old at this time. And he said, do you have any musicians in your family? And I said, well, my mom played organ and a piano, went to Oberlin College and studied music. And he went, pat me on the shoulder. He says, oh, you got music inside of you then. It's the first time in my life anyone ever connected me with my mother. So I was like, I think I'll be a guitar player. So, all right, let's switch gears. Mm-hmm. This one's called Birthday Drinking Song. I was writing a song about our neighbors getting divorced because that's always a good topic for a songwriter. And I got the first verse and the chorus, and I couldn't get anything else. It was going to be a great song. You know, what about our dog? What about our records? What about our money? What about our house? What about my heart? You know, it was like Bruce Springsteen probably would have recorded. But then trying to come up with a second verse, I just totally left it over here and I started playing this other song, and that wrote itself in 5 minutes. And this is this song called Birthday Drinking Song. Jen's birthday was coming up at the time, so.
And it's such a sweet romantic ballad.
Today I went to the store to buy you a gift, but I couldn't find what you wanted, so I hit the bar instead.
Great.
The next thing you know, I'm 4 or 5 beers in. So I figured, what the hell? I've already committed this sin. Then I shot some pool and I won few more beers. And these guys were playing darts, and we all had no fear. Yeah, I was on a roll, so we all did a shot. You know how it happens. Tennessee whiskey, and that's where my memory stops. Well, by now I must have looked like a drunken old fool.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And to steal a rhyme off old guy Clark, I think I fell off my stool. So they took me to the doctor. Well, she was checking me out. But I had to tell her, I'm sorry, honey, I'm taking. There's no doubt. And that reminds me of my original goal for the day. Remember that?
Yeah.
Was to buy you a gift for your birthday. Since Walmart came, there's no more stores downtown. Just some abandoned old buildings and that one bar I was talking about. Hit me. But now I know somebody said I should try on the outskirts of town. 'Cause that's where all the stores are now. And I remember from the old country songs, that's where the outlaws always hung out. Well, sure enough, I ran into a singing cowboy, and he helped me out. He said, why don't you write her a drinking song for her birthday? One about how much you love her, but you'll never go away. About how you're always screwing up, but you always come home. Eventually. Yeah, write her very own I've been drinking on your birthday song. So I wrote this one for you, my love.
Aww.
'Cause you're the only one I'm thinking of. When I hit the bar and make a fool out of myself, it's all for you, nobody else. 'Cause honey, I love you, nobody else. Yeah, honey, I love you, nobody else. Hey, darling, give me another beer, would you, sweetheart? Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you too.
One more? Yeah. Well, thanks again for having us here. This is such a great place. Great acoustics, great people, good food. I mean, what else do you need? Just to have people listen to your songs is, playing in a bar is a thing, but people are there for the beer, I think, yeah. And their friends. Then, it's so great to have people sitting listening to the music.
Yeah, so thank you. This was
Except
nice.
that one person in the back. You've been looking down
Not
at
paying
your phone
attention.
all night. No.
So we had a different song on our set list, but we walked into this space and we're like, oh, we got to play Nature of Things. Nature of Things is the name of the song. It's written by our friend Chip Raymond, who hails from Northeast Philadelphia in the Fanshawe district of Philadelphia, and he's an amazing human being, amazing songwriter, artist. His house is completely covered, every square inch of the ceiling and the walls of his paintings. He made all his furniture. The guy's just amazing. He's moved on to the outside. Now he has Indians with bows and arrows in his garden, little koi ponds. He's just amazing. His kitchen, he's remodeled it since, but he quit drinking and he started drinking Perrier, so the green bottles. And one day he had a party, and he came down the next day, and the Perrier bottles were stacked like neck for neck on top of each other on the shelf in his kitchen. So he started saving all his bottles and gluing them to the walls. But then he said, well, I need like an accent wall. So he had to change water vendors to a like navy blue. He didn't really, it was cost more money, he hated it, but it was the shortest wall in the kitchen, so it worked out. So this was all navy blue, and this was all Perrier bottles, and then he painted like a wave going through the kitchen, up onto the cabinets. He's like, the brain is like, this is his song called Nature of Things, and this is the perfect setting for it. Thanks again for having us. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
Hey, lucky for me, I am comfortable in the company of strangers. That's always been the case. And I remember being just a kid and looking people straight in the eyes to realize we are all just about the same behind each face. That is why I cannot seem to wrap my mind around all the useless separation, isolation. What is that all about? If we could only glimpse the other side, we would rise to our feet. Jump up and shout, hallelujah. It's only the nature of things. How silent would the woods be if only the blackbird sing? And at the risk of sounding quite naive, I must confess I absolutely refuse to believe we are not nearer to where we ought to be with ultra high technology. Gee, it's the age of communication. But who's to say what messages get sent? And where the hell civility went? It totally blows my mind that people can be so blind and unkind. Hallelujah. It's only the nature of things. How silent would the woods be if only the white bird sings, and the white bird sings. Hallelujah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
guys.
How about it? Woodsmoke. You do have the music in you, man.
Thank you. This is a
Steve,
beautiful place
Jen,
to play. Thank you.
Will, coming in a long way to see us. Thank you very much. Steve, we okay? We're unplugging. He's good. He's a master, this guy. Steve Bradley, helping with the sound, is doing such a great job as always. Hey, we're going to take about a 5-minute break and come back with the Moonshells. A couple more instruments coming up. But we thank Woodsmoke. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you all in a few minutes. Thank you all for coming. All right, I think people are coming back, and I would just want to say a few more things in the Keep It Short theme here tonight. Something I want to take an opportunity to do that we don't get a chance to do is to thank Frank Critelli and make sure that we're all supporting his music and his band and his new EP and all the things that he puts together for everybody. Everybody, please support Frank and everything he does, because he's too humble to get up here and ask for it, and he doesn't really need to because we all do our best. But I want to make sure we spread that word, okay? I want to thank a couple other people. Steve Bradley is on this journey with us, and nobody spent more hours behind the scenes on this series than Steve Bradley, trying to do the audio here and new lights. If you notice in the corners, we got some colors changing and adding a little ambiance to the place. So couldn't do without Steve Bradley. I offhandedly joked a little bit about my wife telling me to keep it short, but I can't do it without her and putting up with all my insanity. And it's really, you couldn't do it without Betty. And she also delivers us these nice flowers for every show. So we love Betty. All right. Marcus and Mackenzie on the video, they've been there every show. We love these guys. And Meg Hamilton and the Fabulous Church Ladies. Awesome job on the dinners, as always. We've got Young Muscle with Josh Santiago. We've got Wisdom with Bruce Berkstead helping us all the time. Denise Jones, I know I talked about before, awesome. And can't miss Sam Carr, our photographer, who does just an amazing job. And we got big things ahead with Sam and our band. So without further ado, I want to make sure, first of all, and Denise is making sure that I say this, everybody turn off your cell phones and mute them and all that as a courtesy to your neighbor and the musicians. So we appreciate that courtesy. I want to thank you guys for everything. I also want to just mention one more thing. We inherited the Twilight Concert Series this summer, so now we have like 3 websites and 5 Facebook pages and Steve helped me out, and we've created MeridenConcerts.com. So if you ever have a question about what's going on, go to MeridenConcerts.com, and under there you'll see the Old Church series, the Twilight series, and we're working on making it easier. But we appreciate your patience. We're working through that, and it's all going to be great because we're going to be year-round and bringing in better and better music as we have already, really, for Meriden. So along those lines, I know it's towards the end of the season, but make sure we're supporting the sponsors that are in the Twilight Series program that put up some money to help us keep afloat here. And anybody else that would like to donate a couple shekels at the end and throw them in that little basket there is appreciated as well. So thank you all. The Moonshells played during during COVID. Different topic there. And it was basically Maggie and Brian helping us at the Rosa Poncella with 10 people in the audience and masks everywhere, and so I'm really thrilled that they're back here with the team and going to give us a great show here tonight out of New Haven. Sounds that'll melt you, ladies and gentlemen, the Moonshells.
Thanks so much. I know.
Thank you.
It's really nice to be back here. Just like Woodsmoke said, this is really a pretty magical place to play. So normally we don't sound this good. Yeah.
All set? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Crashed your car on the weekend. I had to bail you out of jail again. Roll down the windows and scream into the sunlight. And then you tell me sorry. I know you think that you mean it. Hips shake, boot quake, give yourself a high five. Saturdays after dancing, the you up when the stuff comes down. The winters are for sleeping, wake up in the summertime. Maybe catch a fire, take a ride with your arms open wide. Howling at the moon when the dogs are at your door. And you say it's alright, when you know it ain't alright. Knock 3 times and bolt out the door. We said I'll see you in Georgia, and then I find you on the fire escape, smoking up your ticket with the weed from the kitchen. You know we really loved you. You know you could have been kinder, but you never had enough to know how to give it. Saturdays are for dancing. We holler yeah when the lights go out. Quick step, lean back, spinning light, heart attack. Can you catch a fire? Take a ride with your arms open wide. Howling at the moon when the dogs are at your door. And you say it's alright, when you know it ain't alright. Knock 3 times and bolt out the door. Got some message from Knoxville. You said you're partying and feeling fine. Sirens in the distance, pistols in the corner, and I can't stop thinking I would be better if you'd stay here, banging on the drum until it's time to move on. But Saturdays are for dancing. It's when you give it all away. Uh-oh, gotta go see you when I see you. When you catch a fire, take a ride with your arms open wide. Howling at the moon when the dogs are at your door. And you say it's alright, when you know it ain't alright. Knock 3 times and bolt out the door. Knock 3 times and bolt out the door.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here. It's a beautiful place and a beautiful night. We just released a new album, so we're going to be doing some songs from that album tonight and some of our older stuff. But that one we just did is called Saturdays. Is it called Saturdays or Saturdays Are for Dancing?
Saturdays Are for Dancing.
The whole title.
A title I cannot believe was not taken in 1955.
Yeah, we looked it up.
I Googled and Googled. I thought, no way. There's just no way. But
there you have it. That's on the new album. This next one is on a different album. It's called Fall Away. What do we want to say about Fall Away?
Ready? Let's just play it.
We're just going to play it. Let them go, so we can breathe them in again. Bones belong to earth, our voices live in air, in the water, in the air. Shout it out loud and clear,
let us fall away.
We all got ears, let them hear.
Let us fall away.
It's so far, so near, just lift your voice and fall away. dance in shade or stand in sun and say all the things we need to say. People are the roots, voices are the bark until it's time to leave. Think that we're in flight, but really we're just runners in the ground. Shout it out loud and clear.
Let us follow it.
We all got ears, let them hear.
Let us follow it.
It's so far, so near. Just lift your voice and fall away. Shout it out loud and clear.
Let us follow it.
We all got ears, let them hear.
Let us follow it.
It's so far, so near. Just lift your voice and fall away. Lift your voice and fall away. Lift your voice and fall away.
Lift your voice and fall away.
Lift your voice and fall away.
Lift your voice and fall away.
Lift your voice and fall away. Thank you.
A short tuning break.
It's gonna be worth it. So we all met playing fiddle music, which is why we're so accustomed to tuning in front of each other. But it's cool because fiddle music is like American fiddle music has its roots in a lot of West African music, basically. And there's been a really great move in the last couple of years for people to really try to reclaim some of that. And it's been really fun to be a small part of that journey. Of like moving into the past is the same thing as moving into the future, which is very exciting.
Another new one for you. Feel the wind changing direction. Like it's following the voices. Yeah, the voices from the air and from the fire, telling us to go another way. And the signs that we can't read, but we know, yeah, we know what they're saying and what they mean, telling us to go another way. Past the buildings and the streets, where the roads meet their ends. There's a place where we can go, yeah, we can go, to lift our hands up to the rain, learning how to grow another way. There's signs that we can't read, but we know. Yeah, we leave those things behind, blue beneath the purple sky, telling us to go another way. We lift our hands up to the rain, telling us to grow another way. And our faces and our names have all been changed. Yeah, we leave those things behind, blue beneath the purple sky, learning how to grow another way. Thank you.
Are we going to do this one into the fiddle tune?
Sure.
But we're going to do another new song off of the album that just came out a month or so ago. The song is called Nakate, and it is about a young climate activist from Uganda who gives me hope for the future. Vanessa Nakate, look her up and her work if you haven't heard of her. little whisper each time the wheels turn around. I smile and sing as the sun shines in. A little warmer now this time of spring. The other side of the world, a young girl knows. If the rain doesn't fall, the crops won't grow. The rich burn the world and the poor will die. Take what you know and break through the lies. Make your stand. Raise your voice, make your demand. Live your life like we're all in the dark and you are the light. Take your place on the stage, the shot pants away. Too many closed minds trapped in the old ways. I see your face in a sea of white. Get them out of the way if they won't leave the fight. Take your stand. Raise your voice, make your demand. Live your life like we're all in the dark and you are the light. Shining.
That was a fiddle tune from a fiddler from Ithaca by the name of Judy Hyman, who we've all learned a lot from. She plays some really groovy stuff. Is this another new one? This is new, yeah. This one is about opting out of bullshit. You know, like you don't always have to engage in all the stuff that's going on. It's a good reminder in life.
Hey. You guys got to start this. Great. Ready? I'll just start.
Hit hole in the meadow grass. So this is a fun one where we've discovered through banter that Brian and I have different interpretations of what this song is about, which just goes to show you that music is very, whatever you want it to be, it's for you. So for me, this next one is about a festival, music festival where we all met, where we like to play fiddle tunes all night in the woods. And for Brian, it's different.
It's about the independence of Zimbabwe from Britain in the late 1970s. Totally similar topics.
People being happy, maybe that's the common thread.
There we go. That's the theme.
Yeah, for a brief moment, everything's great.
Yeah. You can decide what it's about for you.
listen anymore. All we need's all around is leaves floating on the river, the faces of friends. The past is the past, we'll set down what was there and build it all again. And the radio says that we're free now. It's time to throw out
Thank you.
We have time for about 3 more. This has been so nice. I can't tell you how beautiful it is. As they said, as Woodsmoke also said, to play in a space like this and to hear your music brought back to you like this. And also, you are one of the most appreciative and attentive audiences we've played for quite some time. So, thank you.
True.
Hey, B. Yeah. The rhythm section requests a couple of waters if someone can get some.
Oh,
It's hot up here.
it is hot up here.
Looks like that's happening.
Here.
Should we skip 8? Should we skip 8?
Is there anything? I hope. Community.
That's right. Yeah, so the next song we're going to do is one of the first songs we wrote, that Maggie and I wrote together. There's a theme running through our music of people not knowing what they're doing. This is one of the first examples of that. water's wise, that river. I'm shaking in the knees. And the grandpas catch nothing with their time and their lines by the sycamore trees. Then the branches bend and the clouds are sound, and there's music in my eyes. Then I blink and the fog returns and I'm not the same, but I don't know why. Where I'm going I can't tell you. Where I'm going I don't know. Where I'm going I can't tell you. I just have to go. I just have to go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, a fan. Wow.
Oh my God.
You have to rig it up so you can wave it with your foot.
The drummer is a delicate flower, let me tell you.
That's Charlie Shaw on the drums. While we're introducing folks, that's Laura Morawski tearing it up on the bass. From Ghent, New York. Over there on the guitar, singing some sweet harms, is Molly Merritt from Greenfield, Massachusetts. Right here, holding it down in the middle, Brian Slattery from New Haven area.
And that's Maggie Shar singing and playing banjo.
So we do have CDs for sale if you're still into that kind of technology. In the back room, the new CD is called Throwing Sparks, and then we have some old ones. There's one called Screech. There's two called Screech Plank, which is another word for a fiddle. Think about it; it makes sense. So there's a few of those and some T-shirts. So make yourself at home at the merch table. We're gonna play. We're also like really big plant nerds. At least most of us are. Charlie, are you a plant nerd?
What?
Are you a plant nerd?
Charlie's a hot
Most
pepper,
of us
Charlie's
are.
a hot pepper nerd, so I think that counts.
Anyway, we like to write songs about turning into plants, and we are particularly interested in mushrooms, and they're just really cool. So this next song, right? Is that what we're doing? This next song is a passionate ballad about mushrooms. Not like the medicinal kind, although those are cool too, but like just like the mushrooms that grow in the forest or that you eat. Anything else about mushrooms?
No call and response on the first verse. No, none.
Okay. Second verse, yes. First verse.
Okay.
Right. We ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Your feet underground, moving in the darkness in the dirt. We're coming up, we're coming out. Say your piece now, get it out, and step aside, 'cause it's our time. you then take the stuff of life
In sun and rain.
Don't know where we end and we begin.
In sun and rain.
We call out your name if you can't hear.
In sun and rain.
First you'll see it, then you'll know. Reach out your hand, it's time to go. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back, grow back. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back, grow back. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back again. Pull us all out and we grow back, grow back.
Thank you for letting us scream at you about mushrooms. It means a lot to us. You should try it. It feels great. All right, we have a couple more for you. The next one is a fiddle tune that we wrote sort of in the style of, I guess it's like Cajun music mixed with old-time Appalachian fiddle music. It's called Burnt Swamp.
Thanks so much. We've hit our time. So, yeah. Can we do one more for you? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And thanks to everyone for having us. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the sound and the venue, all the organizing that went into it. Really, really appreciate making live music happen. And you all have to be here for that to happen too. So thanks everybody.
Here's another song about not knowing what you're doing. 35 miles from Raleigh, the Greyhound got a flat. We thumped the disco and partied till the cops shut it down. I kissed him in an alley and we danced in and out of it long enough to see the dawn. He said, being with you makes me glad I'm still around. I'm learning how to hide, I'm learning how to smoke, learning how to walk the line. Learning how to lie to the police when they ask to see my ID. We got $400 and we're headed to the coast where the plans of our lies and our ghosts. If they take us out before noon, we'll be gone by 3. 'Cause if we stay, it'll be like New Year's Day. And if we drive from town to town, we'll never be lost, we'll never be found, we'll never be lost, we'll never be found. Jumped off the dam and spun in the air and landed in the freezing lake. Never saw those people again after Castalia. She took out my stitches and kissed me on the cheek and said that's all I can take. I'm done falling for folks and all they do is scare ya. We stayed for a week in a drowned out house in the sand by the sea. Spent a day in the arms of a hurricane playing cards. I slept in my clothes and thought about my brother in Tennessee. He said, you know I love you, but why you gotta make it so hard? 'Cause if we stay, it'll be like New Year's Day. And if we drive from town to town, we'll never be lost, we'll never be found, we'll never be lost, we'll never be found. On Sunday to let my dad know that I was still alive. He said, when are you coming home? I said, I didn't know. He said, there's things we need to talk about. And that's when I said goodbye. I was running out of quarters and couldn't stand crying on the phone. I got a banged up car and a cheap guitar and a sleeping bag from when I was 8. There's gotta be more to the Sunday. In a year or two, I'll find a better way. I'll head north or west or somewhere, anywhere but here. 'Cause if we stay, it'll be like New Year's Day. And if we drive from town to town, we'll never be lost, we'll never be found, we'll never be lost, we'll never be found. Yeah, thanks again.
Give it up for the Moonshells, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And Woodsmoke brought the heat in early. Little fire to finish it off. You guys were amazing. Thank you for coming. We look forward to seeing you again. Brian, you're the best. Frank told me we'd see the happiest drummer on the planet, and I think Charlie's definitely right there. So appreciate you all. Drop a couple dollars if you can. See the merch table on the way out and say hi to these guys, and we'll see you next month. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something. If I did, we'll fill you in later. Have a good night. Be safe out there, all right?